Hello everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel again. Okay, so this is more or less like a continuation of our previous video. Finally, Peter Obi has responded to Kenneth Okonkwo's actions, as the case may be. Not just Peter Obi, Aisha Yesufu has also responded. So we're not dwelling on what Kenneth Okonkwo said. This video is not for that purpose. You can check our previous video for that. Okay, so but basically we are diving into what Peter Obi said. Okay, so if you check out Mr. Mo's Twitter handle, which is currently called X, he had a conversation with Peter Obi and posted it there. So I'll just read through for you so you hear what Peter Obi said. Okay, so and I quote, "When I saw Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo's Okonkwo's write-up yesterday, as always, I wanted to quickly discuss it with PO to get his thoughts. However, when I called him, he was in Oka as a keynote speaker at a large Rotary Club organized meeting of the installation of Rotarian Professor Inkedidi AU. Hope I got the pronunciation right. Later that night, he was in Lagos this morning. He went to Owerri for a scheduled meeting with Governor Alex Oti. When I tried to reach him again, he was on his way to another meeting before heading to yet another engagement outside Lagos. He later called me back this evening around 4 p.m. Alright, that was yesterday, 4 p.m. on his way out of Lagos. While speaking with him, I expressed my worries and concerns about the departure of Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo, mentioning some key points. He calmly responded saying, "Mo, Kenneth, Balami, and others remain my beloved younger brothers, who in due time will realize the virtues of humility and patience in trying to do things in a peaceful manner." Wow. In Nigeria, he continued, "We have become all too accustomed to rascality and forcefully doing things, making noise and bulldozing our way through, even when we are wrong. This behavior is often mistaken as a measure of power or greatness. However, that yardstick must not continue to define us, because that is not the society we want to build. The society we preach is of one that values doing things the right way, yes, true, with integrity, patience, and perseverance. Even if it takes time, we must shift our mindset and recognize that true greatness lies not in loud boasts or aggressive actions, but in quiet confidence, humility, and a commitment to excellence. By doing so, we can create a more just, equitable, and prosperous nation for all." He said, "Mo, we all joined the Labour Party about 18 months ago. We spent the first year on campaigns, elections, and court proceedings. And now I am expected to become a superman, scattering everything and achieving instant results." He continued, "I appreciate the patience and understanding of the obedience, and plead with them to let us be the example we want to see in our society. This is not the first time I have faced such challenging situations. In fact, this has been my trajectory in life. I'm actually energized when people think I am weak and try to walk all over me for doing the right thing. Mo, all I can assure you is that doing the right thing is not a sign of weakness. Humility and patience are virtues, not weaknesses. It's a long journey, and I'm committed to it. I encourage the obedient to do the same. Let us walk this path together. With faith and perseverance, we will get there, and our efforts will be worth it in the end." Wow, what a speech, what a conversation. What a conversation. This is I don't know. Patience, virtue. Now let's check out what Bishop said about this whole action of Kenneth Okonkwo. Let's see our response out. Please, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for support us to give you more educative content, and you can share a video. I would like also to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Let's hear from Yusuf, Aisha Yesufu.
So for me, let me just even look at this number 4 and what he's talking about. I think one of the things that we always think about is always the fact that we need one leader that will come and solve the problem and show power and be. Then what's the difference between that person and dictator? What's the difference? So so sort of like the mentality is like this: we want to change Tinubu, but we want to replace Tinubu with someone like Tinubu who behaves in that certain way. And we think we're going to get something different. How is it one person is the one that is supposed to build? No, that's no longer democracy. That's now a dictatorship. And that's why that one person we get in there, we now begin to dictate, we now begin to snatch and feel that everybody owes them allegiance, or people have to do things in their own way. So that's the thing. For me, as I go on, I'll talk about some of the things in my head now. So we have to be mindful. Do we really want democracy, or do we want dictatorship, but our own dictators in there? So that's the thing. You want someone to come to grab, to be this whatever leader that we want. But when we see the one that says, oh, we want democracy, but we really don't want it in that way. So that's from looking at this. So number 5, it says, I'm earnestly searching for such a leader who has the integrity and also the commensurate charisma and bravery to mobilize the people to sustain the victory in the event that Nigeria votes for such a person. The time for calm down is over. So at one hand, we want someone who has the integrity, the character, the competence that we know we do good by Nigeria, but we want him to have also the qualities of a bandit, of a dictator, of snatch, run, grab. Most times those things don't work together. So you want the quality of someone who wants to do the right thing. We all have to put our hands and do the democracy the way it is. Or you want the other one. There's no how someone who will have the integrity and all of that will not be tainted if they've done all of those things. So you can't be the one that will grab, snatch, you don't care about people, you do whatever it takes to get the power, you will bribe people, you will be on the sea, you say let them burn everything, burn the country down because this, that, and get it, bring violence, use this, use that, and then you want to have that integrity. It doesn't work. There's something about all these things that taint, and when the soul is corrupted, the moment you are tainted, you're corrupted, you will not begin to behave that way. I'm sure for those that knew people like Tinubu a long time ago, they didn't start from there. It's little by little. So it's okay to use this violence. After we want to get this thing, it's okay to. By the time you use it, you lose a little bit of evil, this evil, that evil. You wake up one day, you are not the evil. Share you get. Anyway, in continuation, I say this video might end up being extremely, long, but I hope not. Then 6, I recall how we suffered and risked all to liberate Nigeria from the shackles of these kakistocrats and kleptocrats in 2023, only for the victory to be stolen. It is obvious that the judiciary will not give us democracy because of abuse of the judicial process. The people must take their own destiny in their hands. They must be willing to vote the right person as the president. They must be willing to fight to ensure that the person is sworn in as president. However, the person must be willing to be in the forefront of such endeavor. The suffering Nigerians are going through now from the people they didn't vote for, but who snatch power, cannot be allowed to continue. These people will still remain in power come 2027 unless a decisive leader emerges to stop them with the votes of the people. So like I said before, we want someone with competence, character, capacity. The same, then you want someone with the kind of shenanigans that Tinubu has to be able to go on. For me, I don't think that's the way. That's my own personal opinion anyways. One of the things I look for me, everything that has to do working within the ambit of the law is harder. It's very hard. You have to put in a lot. Sometimes it seems as if it's working, but for me, that is where I will always be. Anything that it has to be within the ambit of the law, so that I'll know when I look at myself in the mirror, I know, yes, I did the right thing. I might not, even if I don't win, even if I don't get it, doing the process that brings someone in must be clean. For me, that's where personally I stand. And so therefore, yes, the judicial this thing was not, there's no judicial freedom and stuff like that. But one of the things I'm looking at is the fact that what are we doing to get all of those, what do you call them, polling unit agents everywhere? Make sure that every result sheet within 72 hours, they are collected, they are locked up, they are kept. You're going to court, every single result sheet, you take it down to that court, you have the copies, you have everything, and say to them, see this result sheet. Let's see what it is that you're going to do. Overwhelm them with evidence. I don't trust the judiciary. I've never trusted the judiciary. Overwhelm them with evidence. Yes, we saw the 2023 election. The evidence that we're giving to them, they came out to say, okay, some they didn't want. Fine. The way they want, the one they said they want, you go and do it and go for it and go on. The moment you go the way of the evil ways of the people who are there, then you become tainted. You turn up to be one of them. That's why you see people fight for certain things. They fight, and then they turn out to be the people that they are actually, fighting for. For me, that's the thing that I see. So let me go back and continue. He said to serve them with, however, okay. Number 7. It says, this is going to be long. Number 7, what is happening in Labour Party today has inspired in me a determination to chart a new course for my political journey. After the 2023 general elections, Nigerians, including me, had high hopes on Labour Party. I believe that Peter Obi will seize the momentum and build a solid party of integrity that we have the solid base that we need to overthrow the kakistocrats and kleptocrats. He just needed to give the right directives and everyone will fall in line. Why? Why is he the one that has to give directives? Is he a democracy or dictator? Is Peter Obi supposed to come in and be a dictator? That part I don't understand. If you give directives and everyone follow it, I'm not following that, except I know we sit down as Democrats, sit down, work out the directive, not waiting for one person to do the directive. For me, this is where I always look at the 2023 election. So what did I do? What could I have done better? What did I not do well that made this people to be able to snatch it? It's not to sit down and be looking at Peter Obi and say that, oh, Peter Obi is the one that ought to have done. But anyway, let me continue. Fall in line. Okay, 8. I received my first shock, he said, when he publicly declared that he didn't promise Nigerians to build a strong Labour Party, but to solve Nigerian problem. I was like, does it mean His Excellency Peter Obi is not aware that without a solid party base, we are heading to nowhere politically? However, I continued in his defense, believing he will still privately bring the needed solution to Labour Party problems to no avail, according to him. PO also publicly, I'm now in 9, PO, that's Peter Obi, PO also publicly demanded that the Abure-led National Working Committee must organize an all-inclusive convention that will guarantee the participation of all members of the Labour Party in the choice of their leaders. This didn't happen, and surprisingly, PO refused to disassociate himself from the shenanigans and criminal activities of the former NWC as their term has expired. Every member of Labour Party is confused today as to the future of Labour Party because of the lack of leadership from PO over the party. And unfortunately, when they look up to me to tell them about PO's standpoint, I sincerely have nothing to tell them because I don't know myself. I cannot continue to speak on behalf of a leader that I do not know how he stands on issues of great importance. I simply don't know how to manipulate. Facts. So let me even stop there and put a bit of explanation of that. I remember, like this conversation, having this kind of conversation with Peter Obi, like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then it dawned on me, like, that's when I realized that, okay, we are saying somebody should be a dictator. And then we say we are fighting dictators, taking the party, take over the party, do this, do that, and do this thing. And I remember the conversation that I had with Peter Obi. We sat down and we was like, look, I'm a member. Peter Obi is not a member of NWC. Peter Obi is not a member of, he's not a member of the council. He's a card-carrying member. Yes, he was a presidential candidate. And if he had won the, if he had been sworn in he won the election, he was rigged, he was sworn in as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he automatically becomes the leader, because the highest political, this like right now I think it's Alex Oti, because that's the highest office that they have in terms of like governor. And so that's what he is. Even like some issues where he doesn't have, but yes, he has that charismatic power as a leader, but he doesn't have constitutional this thing. It's not for him to say, okay, do this. So he has followed and said, do this, work on this, do that. And some of them have not, they don't want to do that. Those are the things that he's working on. But at the same time also, and I think there's so much expectation where we think that one person should come in, solve all the problems. It's a collective thing. All of us are supposed to sit down there and solve all the problems. A collective thing. Then one person, we're waiting for that one person. And then why would he not go and become something like the Tinubus that we see today? Because that's exactly what we are building the ground for. Is it a democracy? A democracy should be. Because sometimes people are like, okay, you have the money, use money. Because that's what a lot of these people do. They go into parties, they buy off the party, they use the party money. Just like what we saw Wike did with PDP, using all of that money that he used to now bamboozle everybody, take control of the party, hijack it. If we bring it to a Labour Party, Peter Obi begins to do that, then what's the difference between Peter Obi and all these other people? Anyway, let me continue. So number 10, he said, I'm shocked that PO could not openly support the noble efforts of the labor union who founded the Labour Party as a base to fight for the welfare of workers, to the extent that some of them are openly saying that PO is not the problem of Labour Party. The labor unions now have the unfortunate situation where they are fighting criminals who want to hijack their party, when an ordinary statement from PO would have brought the solution. I cannot continue with this ambivalence forever. Lawyers now, they like the big word. One of the things for me, I would say here, is the fact that in the Nigerian way, everything is about strategy and you have to be focused. There was a deliberate effort to get Peter Obi embroiled in political party affairs so that he will be there solving problems, all sorts of shenanigans coming on, and he will not focus on national issues. So you can see there was a deliberate manipulation, which was getting involved, put wahala, put whatever in that party. Let him be running skelter, trying to solve it. Let him be focused only on that and not focus on also the national issues that were happening, and getting engaged. And he simply refused to allow himself to be pulled down into that rabbit hole, and was to say, let's work on this thing. He talked to them, he met with them, he has conversation. I'm not a Labour Party member, so whatever it is, when it comes to Labour Party issues or Labour Party affairs, Kenneth Okonkwo, of course, is more of an expert than I never was a member. I've never been a member of a political party, but definitely in the future I'm going to be a member of a political party, but definitely I'm going to check the political party that aligns with my character. For me, that's one of the things. All this why I could have entered a political when a party in 2019 I supported a presidential candidate, but I said no, because for me I don't want to get into a place where I enter a party tomorrow I'm looking for money. If I enter a party, I die there. If I come out for that party, I'll come out, go sit down, not do party anything. So that's part of the reason why. So I really don't have, but I do know one of the things, and we all sat down, have that discussion. One of the things that was being put, which is done a lot of time, we've seen it happen again and again. They put problem in your political party, and you're so involved in all of those things that you're doing, and then you don't have time to actually focus on national issues. Peter Obi has really, focused on national issues and brought out issues and be there and stood for the people of Nigeria. So coming down again is to number 11. He said, I am of course in full support of the labor unions and other stakeholders who are now compelled to fight for the soul of Labour Party without the support of Peter Obi. I don't know where that is coming from. I don't know, but for me, asking Peter Obi really focus on getting that Labour Party to be where it's supposed to be. And one of the things, like me, there have been a lot of people that advise, I say, look, okay, leave this party, you can move to, some have said start up a new party. He's always like, okay, this needs to be worked on. And so I don't know where this particular statement is coming from. But again, like I said, I'm not in Labour Party, so he's more knowledgeable about Labour Party than I am. Number 12, however, the consequence is that I no longer have the confidence that Peter Obi has what it takes to build a party that can win these kakistocrats and kleptocrats. And above all, he has proved that even if the people vote for him, he doesn't have what it takes to secure the mandate. I don't intend to embark on such campaign as we did in 2023, projecting a person who cannot sustain the victory if he wins. You know, this is a typical Nigerian thing where we blame the victim instead of the perpetrators. People do things that are wrong, and so now you've absorbed the criminals that have done the criminality. You're not blaming the person that crime was done against, that he too did not do crime to fight the criminality. And how do we get a good Nigeria if we're saying everyone should be evil, everyone should be criminal in the way that they do things? I think for me personally, and this one I'm not even speaking for Mr. Peter Obi, for me personally, I would rather not win anything, I would rather not get anything than use crime or criminality to get it done. Even in my business, I've lost a lot of businesses that would have made me money. I rather said, no, I'm not going to do it, and move on. Even though I end up losing money, I would rather lose money than say I use criminality. And that's why, for me personally, I'm able to speak today the way I do. That's why Peter Obi, he can talk on all issues. He can take on anyone. Nobody is coming out to say, oh, this is why you did it. They've tried all the propaganda. It hasn't worked for them, because he has kept himself clean in terms of the process. I remember what Mr. Peter Obi said when he said that the process that brings you in, for you to be called excellence, the process that brings you in must be excellent. So you can't go on and embark on criminality just because you want to win it by force. And Mr. Peter Obi has always said that he's not desperate to be the president of Nigeria. He's not desperate to win the election, but he's desperate for Nigeria to work. That's the key difference. We are looking for people who are desperate. We want to have a Mr. Peter Obi being desperate to be president and do everything, even when it involves killing people, bribing INEC, destroying judiciary, everything just to get there. Nah. Then what would that be? It will be one of same old kind of people. That's when everybody, you now have skeletons in your cupboard. Everybody will now be coming out, holding on to one thing and doing one thing or the other. But hey, okay, so number 13, he said, it's in this regard that I've decided to continue my political journey into the great Nigeria of our vision without Peter Obi. I'm always 100% loyal to a leader whenever I am, okay, the next page, whenever I'm working or following the leader. At any time I have doubts within me that I can no longer offer 100% loyalty to him, I will respectfully let everyone know. When I joined myself to his campaign, I made it public. Now that I cannot guarantee my support for his future political aspirations, I believe I owe it to everyone to let everyone know. This has nothing to do with any desire to join APC or PDP. I will perpetually be joined with the Nigerian people and their aspirations for a new, better and greater Nigeria. There is also absolutely nothing personal with my decision to adjust my relationship with His Excellency Peter Obi. It is 100% based on principles and my conviction that I need a more decisive, bold, brave leader with integrity and team spirit who can confront these kakistocrats and kleptocrats head on. I'll continue to respect him and cherish the periods we work together. With this declaration, I'm still to embark on negotiation and consultation with every like-minded people to determine the next step in my political journey, which does not include joining APC or PDP for now, but includes and not limited to consolidation of Labour Party. Nigeria must regain its greatness, whether the kakistocrats and kleptocrats like it or not. Protest is a democratic right of the people. Nobody should prevent the people from protesting, even as the protesters should endeavor to be peaceful. The government must deploy all its wisdom and exercise extreme restraint in the management of the protests of the people. The best method of avoiding protest is good governance. With bad governance, protest is inevitable. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So that is the statement. Like I said, I needed to read that statement because some of the headlines, the words they were using in the headlines, of course, I didn't find them in this statement that he did, but you saw the overall for him. Kenneth Okonkwo feels that Peter Obi is not the kind of leader that is going to do everything to be president, but rather everything to make Nigeria work. So there's a difference. So he feels at this moment everyone must always respect everyone's choices to be able to do this. So yes, I've read it now. We've read it together. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll continue our conversation. Thank you so much for watching. Well, that's politics for you.